time. And so we're going to record this. I am so excited. It was crazy. I was doing my lineup. First of all, everybody say hello to Carrie in the chat. Be active tonight. Give her all the love for taking the time to do this, okay? Because she got 5 kids and I got 4. And so she can, she's taking the time with 5. Lord, bless her heart. So I understand. And a husband. So you got a dog? You got pets?
We have 1 dog.
Yep. So dogs are kids too. So look, she got 6 kids and her 7 kids.
No.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. So we are so excited to have you on tonight. Appreciate it. So many new people. So I am going to have you start with sharing your story. And I love hearing veterans, and I mean, you're a veteran for real, but veteran in the business share their story when they've been here for so long, because it's so interesting to hear what part you share. So yeah, start with who are you, how long you've been here, and just kind of Carrie's evolution throughout the years and how this business has blessed you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, 8 years. So it's a long journey. So I was like, you want to hear the evolution? It's like a butterfly. Okay. No, I'm Carrie. I am now 30 years old, and I started this business when I was, holy smokes, I was 22 years old. Isn't that correct? That's just mind blowing to me. I started, sorry, I have to really think about this. This was 8 years ago. It's just like asking if you remember what high school was like, you know? So like, seriously, had just graduated college, and my cousin was like, you should do this business. And I was like, I don't know about that. That's a scam. I was a personal trainer at the time, and I was also in the military, so I am a veteran, and it works, and I am a veteran. And so let's see, I was really just looking for a few extra $100, to help make my car payment and to go shopping. And I was like, okay, if I could just make that sounds pretty cool. It was back when we sold wraps and for cash, and I was just like, I tried the wrap and I was like, oh my gosh, these things really work. And I was like, everyone and their mom needs to know about these wraps, and I would make $25 in cash. So I just sold wraps like crazy. I was making so much wrap cash, and I was like, and then I think one time my cousin messaged me, and I remember it being rainy outside, and I lived in Dallas, Texas at the time. And she was like, hey, send this message out to like 100 people. This is really before social media too, but I don't even know if we had Instagram then. We were just getting Instagram at the time. And she was like, hey, send this message out. Like, you need to grow your team. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I took the message and copy and pasted it with quotation marks. Like, how they're like, send this message like with quotation marks. No, like I sent it with the quotation marks, and I sent it to 100 people on my Facebook. I just went down the line of women, and I just sent the message. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Nobody knew how to work social media then. And I just sent the message. And what I didn't know at the time is I was planting seeds, because we didn't have training. Like, we had no training. So what I did, I was like, you know what? I remember, I've done every job under the sun. I swear, any way that you can make money, I've probably done it. Okay. So I was also a nanny. So I was like, literally, like, I was a nanny. And I remember one day walking into my job as a nanny, and I was a nanny for like this billionaire. Like, she had 2 nannies. So my best friend and I were nannies together for 2 kids. Like, I got to take care of one kid. Dude, it was crazy. Like, but I remember walking into their $1 billion house. Like, I'm sure it cost a lot of money, because now when I look back at it, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I walked in one day and I was like, I'm never going to get rich working for her. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this aha moment just came into my head, and I was like, I hate this job. I don't even like kids. Like, I can't believe she even hired me. This is in my head. I didn't say this out loud. I mean, I have 5 children. I love my children, but at the time, it's a lot of work being 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? And watching a kid, it just wasn't for me at the time. And I was like, I hate my job, and I'm not going to get rich working for her. And I remember hearing about this lady who lived up north, and she's making $6,000 a month with this business. And I was like, I'm in the wrong profession. Like, obviously this business works, so I'm going to figure out everything that I need to know and figure out how to work it. So I got on YouTube, watched YouTube endlessly while I was working a full-time job. I was willing to do whatever it took. So I was like, listen, okay. So I tried to find people that were successful on YouTube. And I just binge watched all their videos, and I watched videos over videos, and I would repeat the same video over and over and over again. Cause I was like, I need to learn steps. That was back when we had such success. And I was like, I got to learn the verbiage. How do you explain how we make money? Like, and so I would just literally, sorry, I'm also pumping right now too. So this is multitasking. And so, I just was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to figure out how to work this business. So and then I went to an event and I saw this lady on stage and she was making $10,000 a month as a triple diamond. And I was like, if she can do this, it's crazy. Oh my gosh, I can't, I just had an aha moment. She had 5 kids. Now I have 5 kids. I didn't ask that for that. Okay. So, but I remember her being on stage and she was like, it's crazy because I used to tell the story way different because I was like, she had 700 kids, but she really had 5, and now I have 700 kids. No, I'm just kidding. But sorry. I remember thinking, like, oh my gosh, if she has all these kids and she's shy, like, if she can do this business, I can do this business. And so I remember calling my mom on the way home and I was like, Mom, I'm going diamond. Like, I'm going to make this business work. And I'm going to take you diamond too. And she was like, okay, because I feel like our parents are like, oh, yeah, go try. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of like they're like supportive, but they also don't want to let you down. Like, I don't know. So she was like, okay, like I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do this. So I also was back in the day of blitzing, like, and somebody was like, hey, you got to send out 10 blitz cards a day if you want to go diamond. I was like, okay. So I would like walk into Barnes and Nobles, and I started with Rachel, because I know you do the ninja blitzing too. Like, this is a long time ago. So I work this business way differently now, but I'm just starting from the beginning because you could still do this. So this is like, there's so many ways that you can grow this business. I still grow this business in person to this day. I mean, I'm really big on social media, but I grow my network like crazy in person. But anyways, I would place blitz cards in books on Barnes and Nobles, and I thought that was going to get me to it. But what I learned, just, we'll fast forward a little bit. What I learned at that time is that I was willing to do whatever it takes. And I was also willing to step out of my comfort zone, which it was terrifying. Talking to people was terrifying to me. I remember just shaking. Okay, here's my coupon. Like, we don't even really do that anymore. But just those 2 things. So it took me. So I started this business, and it took me 6 months to go Ruby. And when I went Ruby, my first Ruby team quit on me. But I remember one time driving 4 hours to launch this girl, and then she quit the next day. But I kept going because I remember that I didn't start for her. And I was just willing to do whatever it takes. Remember, because I hated my job, and I was like, listen, there's somebody up there making this business work, so I'm gonna make it work for me. And I went diamond 3 months later. After really applying myself and calling my mom, being like, I'm going diamond. Well, 3 months later, I went diamond. The next month, I took my parents diamond. And so that was really cool for me because they helped me a lot. And so I feel like I was able to give back to my parents. Let's see. So then I was diamond. And so it took me 9 months in the business to go diamond and replace my full-time income. And then I have to really think back how did that all work? So a year later, I went ambassador diamond. So yeah, I went from being in I was diamond in January. I got pregnant. I was pregnant with my son. I was a diamond. And I had just had a C-section with my first kid. And a year later, I went ambassador diamond. And I went from being in the top 300 to a couple months later being top 75 income earners. So very, very quickly, we went from, at the time we were living in my parents' basement. I had just had a C-section. And so that's kind of the part that I forgot. Oh my gosh, I literally lived in my parents' basement because we couldn't afford rent. My husband was working 3 jobs, and it sucked, and so I remember my son, when I finally had a child, I remember looking in his face and being like, I will never look you in the face and tell you that you're not worth this. Because you want to give your children the world, right? And I was just willing to do whatever it took. I worked my butt off for 6 months diamond. So when I'm telling you I went diamond ambassador, I worked like you never worked in your entire life. Like I would blood, sweat, everything this business. Like you can't even like, you couldn't tell me nothing. You asked me to go somewhere. I said, no, I gotta work. I was like, and I called people. I said, you need to do this. I was constantly updating people on where I was going and where I was taking my team and who I was going to be helping. I was constantly casting vision with everyone. I said, you need to get in there on this, like everything. So that took me a year. So I actually, it took me a diamond, 6 months. I went to presidential, and 6 months later I went to master. So it took me a whole year. The next month, I took my husband's account presidential. And now fast forward 2 years later, I took my 2.0 presidential. And then, yeah, so I'm actually working, well, I'm kind of rebuilding, yeah, but I'm going to take it double ambassador. That's the plan. So yeah, what this business has done for me, let's wrap this up. But what this business has done for me is it took us from living in my parents' basement to we got to build our first home. And so that was exciting. We skipped the apartment part, and we were able to, because of this business, I worked so hard that we were able to just build a home instead of even rent an apartment. So that was absolutely incredible. My husband went from, my mom, he didn't have a car. So my mom let him borrow her like 1993 like old car. And because of this business, he was a Ruby and was able to buy his first car with his Ruby paychecks. And then what was really cool, like a year later, because we worked so hard, like I'm telling you, head down everything, he got to buy his dream truck in cash the same year that we bought our first house. And then so we got the cash to house, and then we upgraded houses 2 years later, bought our dream home, and then 2 years later we moved to Florida. And I've also upgraded cards a few times because I also upgraded children. So I went from 1 kid to 2 kids to 3 kids, and then I was done. But God was like, no, let me give you more than you can handle. So he gave me twins. And so now I just had twins 4 months ago. So this business is able to, my husband also retired and we stay home, and I just feel like there would be no way that we would have been able to afford having more kids. You know, kids are just very expensive. I feel like people that put a 1 in the chat if you can agree with, children are so expensive. Like, I don't even like, that's just being really real thing. Like, I was like, people that are younger must have more money than us because they don't have to spend as much money as us. Like, kids are just a lot, okay? And what's so cool is like we were looking back and we were like, wow, we literally get to give our children everything. Even though we have 5 children, we get to give them everything. Like, we get to say yes. My husband and I both stay home full time. Like, we still have our kids in private schools. Like, the amount of money we spend to send our kids in private schools and daycare and all this, like, we stay home and we send our kids to daycare. I said, yep, I need a break. You know, like, that's unheard of. And my husband and I were just talking about that. We're like, wow, for us to be able to have that freedom and to, like, you don't get to do that like that. So I'm like, this business has blessed us beyond financially, but I still work it. So I'm like, I still love this business. And yeah. So you want to ask me questions, Rachel? Because
Listen, I'm just listening. I'm like, yes, keep going. She just keep going because your story is just so powerful. And I think just the evolution along the years, that's the thing, because, you know, somebody who has been here for 8 years as well, when it's so funny when people's like, tell your story. I'm like, okay, what part? Like, I don't even know. What do you want to know? Like, because there's so much to it, but it was so good to hear you go.
I got another part, Rachel.
Oh, go ahead, girlfriend.
Okay, so this is the part that I actually have never been able to share on Zoom. So of what just happened to me. So oh my gosh, wow, I didn't realize it was gonna be hard to talk about, but it's crazy. So twin births are obviously, they're very high risk. And I ended up going in for a C-section to have my twins. This was just in June, and I came home, everything was fine. 8 days later, I started bleeding out, and basically the hospital didn't believe me. And I died, like, I basically died. I mean, I literally died and got to meet Jesus. I was in the hospital for almost the entire month of my first twins life. So I missed out on their life because I was in the hospital, in and out of the hospital. I had a mini stroke. I mean, I had blood clots. I actually still have blood clots. I'm still recovering. I was in a wheelchair. And during this whole time, my husband got to be by my side because of this business. So like, if it wasn't for that, we would have had no income. We would have been screwed with medical debt. I mean, like, just like, this business is, you just never know if something's going to happen to you. Okay. And so you need to have a plan B, and you need to be working on your savings account. And my husband was able to be by my side the entire time. So that's another part that I got to share.
That is so emotional. And yes, Lord, praying you through, even praying for you now because it's still progressing, but that is so unpredictable. But I don't think people realize you don't need it works till you need it works. You get what I'm saying? And so I think that, sorry, my mom is calling me. Lord help me. But she probably like, what are you doing? You're like, you're supposed to be resting. Anyways, so but that is, thank you for sharing that. That is good. How about this? Anybody in the comments who has ever dealt with something medically and you weren't able to get the help that you needed? Drop a 1 in the comments. Because I think a lot of time, and I know for me personally, like my personal story, let me bring myself back up here. But my personal story, for me personally, like I know when I started the business, my son had asthma issues. And so he would have to stay in the hospital, and I would literally have to ask for permission to stay with my son. And they could tell me no. And I would either have to choose being able to provide for him or being able to be a mom and be in the hospital with my son. And so when Zaire got RSV and he had to stay in the hospital, and people were like, how are you working? Why are you on power hours? And I'm like, I get to do this. Like, I am able to share. Why wouldn't I share the reason why I get to sit in this room with my son and not worry about anything? Like, I'm going to share that. And so that's so special. So I do have a question about that. When you go through, and I'm sure it goes far beyond your recent experience, but when you go through traumatic things, either physically in your body or dealing with your kids or dealing with your marriage or dealing with life or whatever, how is it that you continue to persevere to continue to build your business or be present in some capacity for your business despite the fact that you're going through life?
Yeah. So I actually wasn't for an entire month. So because of it works, I literally have never done that actually. So for me to completely take time off, that was, and still have income, I'm just like, God is so good. Like, you don't really know you need this business until you need it. Seriously. I know I saw somebody post that in the comments, but yeah, but I still go through life. This is what's so crazy is like, even before this, we still go through life. And so even now I'm still going through it. I'm still healing. Well, I'm pretty traumatized, but like I'm working through it. And I still have bad days. But what I've really done is I've just given myself a lot of grace and being like, okay, you can have a bad day. That's okay. I just don't want to make it a bad week, And then if you have a bad week, don't make it a bad month. So so that even when I was going through my healing journey, I didn't even know if I was going to live through the next 5 minutes. Seriously. Like, I thought I was going to die. And now I know, like, it's not like I feel like sometimes you get a deeper understanding that if you are literally breathing, like, you obviously are supposed to be here. Because if you were not, God would take you. Like, he could have took me, but he chose for me to live so many times. I mean, I literally went through so many experiences where I should have died, and every doctor is just absolutely shocked that I'm alive. And so when I come back now, I could have, like, coming back and deciding, like, do I want to stay with it work? Do I want to continue to work this business? And what I decided was I feel so thankful for what this business has done for us that I was like, I'd be so selfish not to share this. Do you get it? And so, like, I came back also with, like, I want to work this business from a place of joy. And so I'm having a lot more fun in this business because I've taken off the stress, because I seriously realize I'm like, all money comes from God. Like, I don't know, going through this whole thing has literally been like, geez, if God wants to, like, like, I just feel like, I don't know, it's just the weirdest feeling. I had so many revelations, like, through my 40-day healing journey. And I was like, money literally comes from reward. I was like, so let's just like ask God what to do every day. Show me who I can help. What can I do today? And so that's kind of but that's not to say that I don't have bad days. Like I don't feel good today actually. And so I was like, oh man. So I just give myself grace. And sometimes I do have to put on a Netflix show. Like, I mean, just to be honest, sometimes I needed just to stress. And so really, actually, I'm happy, Rachel, a couple of years ago, you did the Sabbath day. And I was like, hey, yeah, I should do that. So I started incorporating that for like the last 2 years. And I still needed a Sabbath. And you know what I realized is I get more done when I take a day off. And actually, I read this whole book and this whole thing, and then it actually said that you should take more vacations every year, because people who take more vacations every year get more stuff done, because your brain knows, hey, if I'm going to take this day off, then I have to do more things on the other days. So take more days off and you actually get more stuff done, because like on Monday morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got stuff I got to get done. I'm just like, like I get stuff done. And so even earning this bonus, I gave myself a lesser deadline. So instead of saying, oh, I have until November 30th to finish like 4 in 1 cycle, I was like, no, I have until November 15th. And if I don't get this, so all of a sudden I convinced my mind that it had to be done this week, even though I had till like the 26th, and I got it done. And I was like, this is awesome. So it's like convincing your mind that you have less time than you actually do. And then it puts I was also very procrastinator in high school, and I work very well under pressure, even though it's very stressful. And I don't, but does anybody else work really good under pressure, even though you like hate being under pressure? But it's like, I get so much, it's like the end of the month, but I chose my end of the month to be November, like 14th, So I just switched the dates in my mind, and it literally, now I feel less stressed because I'm like, I got it done. And now I feel like things are coming so much faster because I invest it. Like when you have to get that customer and you do whatever it takes to get that customer, and you're like, I want to get this customer no matter what. And like you send all the messages, you do all the things that you're supposed to be doing, but I do them in such a short amount of time and I'm stressed out. And then all of a sudden it's all over. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then there's like a ripple effect of all these people coming in because of all the work that I did. And so I do like pressure, even though I hate it. It's just like a weird thing. Can you raise your hand if you feel me on that? I don't know why it is like that. Okay. So yeah.
I gotta raise my hand on Zoom. Because that ain't in my reactions. You know what? I'm not even finna mess with it. I was trying to anyways, yes.
Oh, I meant raise your real hand, not real hand.
Well, I wanted to, I was just being extra. So anyway, that is so good. So you said so much. I can't even recap that. That was good. All of it. It was so good. I would say, because I know people are going to want to know, what is your favorite way to sign customers?
Yeah. So just recently, because I had to start from scratch. So I don't think people like not start from scratch, but like I didn't work this. I mean, literally I had no leads because I also was pregnant, C6. So I am like, when I say I didn't work this business, like I did the bare kind of less than the bare minimum for a long time. So for me to still even get residual income is actually completely shocking to me. So because of this business, it took care of me being pregnant with twins. If you've never had twins, it's just insane. So I was really sick my entire twin pregnancy. And then obviously I was in the hospital. I couldn't even work at all during that time. But so I had to really get back into the business. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get my funnel going again. I got to start talking to people. And so what really blew up for me, what I feel like it always changes though. So like this works right now, but it might not work tomorrow. I hate to say, I don't know. You just gotta it might not work next month. So it's like, you gotta always stay up to date on what's working now, because social media is just constantly changing, and that's okay. You just have to be willing to constantly change with it. And, so what I feel like right now is hot is Instagram Reels. And that's just where it is for me right now, is Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels. But what's really cool is Instagram is also showing your on Facebook, it's showing your Instagram Reels. So you need to make sure that they're connected. Make sure your Instagram and Facebook. Oh, did you have a question?
No, go ahead. So for customers or for both distributors and customers?
Both.
Okay, tell me what a reel for customers looks like for you.
So I just did my personal results. So I just talked about
Drop your
I
just so they can. I mean, you guys can just look up Carrie Young. She'll pop
yeah.
up. Yeah.
So I okay, so this is what I do is I'll make like an opportunity reel, and it could be anything. Just like I literally just copy anybody, seriously. And make an opportunity reel, and then I make a product reel and I post them so that they're on my page. And then okay, so for an example is for a product post, like even just talking about the gummies. Like if you could chew 2 gummies a day, I know Shandy Messer has a really good one. I copy hers and I tell all my new DTs to copy hers because it's literally just
Who is it?
Shandy Messer.
Can you spell it? Somebody drop it in the comments.
So oh no, she has a really good reel about like basically just taking a host post and talking it. So you could do it with any product. Like let's say you have the cleanse. Hey, like what would you ask somebody to post for you on host post? Like volunteers needed who would chew 2 gummies a day. And if you could chew, like you ask exactly like a host post, but you can hold the gummies because anybody could do that because you have gummies in your starter kit, and you just literally say that. And then just say, hey, message the word gummies to my, or DM me the word gummies and I'll send you more info, or text me the word gummies. Okay. So let's just say you did that and you did a product one and an opportunity one. After I do those, and I was doing at least a reel a day. Like, I'm not joking because I was like, listen, I got to get this up. Cause like, so a reel and a TikTok, cause I just do the same thing. So I just make it on TikTok and then I save it to my phone and then I upload it to Reels, and then Reels is connected to Facebook. So everything is you're just reusing the same content. So after you do the opportunity TikTok or reel, doesn't matter, same thing, opportunity, product, and then I just try to recreate funny videos. So of what's really trending or what's popular. So after I do those, I don't do any more product or opportunity ones. Other people do, but this is what's worked for me. Because what happens is if you can do funny ones or stuff like that, people are going to go back to your profile and they're going to watch your other reels. And then they end up watching my product reel and my opportunity reel. Does this make sense? So it's like residual income. Like I don't always have to talk about the business because I can get them back to my page and they'll watch my other videos. Does that make sense?
It does. I don't even know her. I'm gonna have to acclimate myself. Thank you for sharing that. That's good. Yes. And you know what? Y'all, Carrie's stuff pops up in my feed all the time. I just saw the one about having more kids, and the one with you guys, you and Tay, and all the kids popping up. That was so cute. I was like, listen, out here viral. Like they like, who is this?
But you just take other people. Like I just realized that's not really my gift, and that's okay. I just can't come up with original content. It just is
people
what
would
it
never
is.
know. So
yes. So what I do is I find other videos of like people that are similar to me, and I find that what's gone viral for them, because success leaves clues. I find what other sounds go viral. I find what other things go viral, and I literally just copy it. So you've seen, I mean, it was a little bit, it was very similar. Like, I mean, I just was like, okay, let's just do little poses. It'll be stupid. Like, it's just stupid TikToks. Like, if you went and recreated that I did this taco video, which did so good. That I've gone viral with that before. So it's like that sound is just a viral sound. So you just have to figure out, I just know that success always leaves clues. So I'm going to go find people that are already successful, that are already viral, and I'm going to copy whatever went viral for them. And so something that I also did is and I haven't done this recently, but I normally did before, even on TikTok, is I would delete videos that didn't do good. Some people say not to do that, but I don't care. If it's not doing good, then I'm going to take it down and then I'm going to do another one. And then it always makes my opportunity one the next video they watch, or it'll make my product one the next video that they watch.
That's so good. This is good because I've actually never heard somebody say that they're signing customers from Reels.
What?
Mostly everybody has talked about host to host. So this is good. It may be on corporate, but I guess I missed that. But anyways, so that is so good. Okay, cool. So moving on past that, I think my question is, with launching a new distributor with the 4-in-1, what is your way to, because you were a local builder initially, it kind of moved to social. So with social media and with the climate of how long we've been on Zoom, I know you probably would love to be in somebody else's face, but how do you truly connect with the distributor to get them to truly buy in and give them the same feeling of sitting beside them on their couch?
Oh wow, that's good. Yeah. I guess I just so I had to relearn how to train distributors too. So I'm still like, no, but like because it's been a minute, and things have changed. The 401 has changed. So how we train isn't this exact same way that I train anymore. And so I feel like right now I'm kind of figuring out what's working and what's not. And I'm still like working through that because my first round of 4-in-1s, I think sometimes, sorry, I hope you don't see my boobs. I'm also jumping my milk out. But I feel like we thought this 4-in-1 was gonna come up, and we're like, yeah, everyone I sign is gonna sign 4-in-1, and like I was like, yeah, this is it, because I was so fired up about it, and then I realized, oh my gosh, still. Sometimes people are going to work and sometimes they're not. And I had some people ghost me. So I was like, I got to go find some more friends, So what I have learned though that works, number one, and something I actually wasn't doing before, is I get them on FaceTime. And that is like the number one thing for me is like, I just straight up send them a video of being like, okay, this is our new compensation plan. It's for customers and a friend to do this business with you. So we need to start thinking right now. Like, I'm just so blunt. I feel like before I might have walked around the bush of like, we're going to no, you need to go find a friend right now to do this business with you. And I'm going to train you both at the same time. This is how you're going to get your $150 back. And so I just straight up, yes, I am so urgent. I'm like, listen, we got to get this done right now. Let's go. So my whole thing is like, how fast can I help you make money? And if you want to make money, this is how you need to do it. You need to go find a friend. My first friend was my mom. And so after that, then I'm like, let me know, we're going to FaceTime. So we get on FaceTime, and basically I just listen to them on FaceTime because I need to get to know them, because I feel like if I can connect, then my heart can connect with them and I want to help them. Does that make sense? Cause that's just me. Cause I need to know, like one of the girls, she on my team that I signed, like she has bone cancer, and I'm just like, I want to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just gets me I just need to know people's whys and what they're doing it for. And I want to just like be their friend again. Like, I feel like now I have all these besties, when before I would just sign people up and then, do you want to work? And then I'll get to know you. But now it's like, I'm getting to know you and then we're working together. And what's crazy is like, they're like, people aren't really quitting. Well, some of them did, but like some of them like that I signed that didn't get their 4-in-1 right away, they're still working because they're excited, and I've connected with them on a different level, and they might be like me. I took a long time to get started, and that's okay. Like, I just didn't sign a customer for 2 weeks, and I didn't go Ruby for 6 months. So like, I was just there, and some people just want to be there, and that's okay. But I'm gonna find some people that want to run with me right now because I don't have time, So like, you can still be there, we can still be friends, and I'm still always there for you. But like, I also need to go find people that want to run with me. So like, that's just how I am right now. So I'm finding more people. So I'm like, literally like, so I'm just straight up in the beginning, like, hey, we need to find your friend. Who do you know that wants to do this with you? Who do you know that makes the money? Call them up and say you're going to do it. Like, it's just like, I heard this the other day on one of the girls on my team, actually Skidmore. She's so awesome. She was like, listen, I can't give you a script to sign a distributor. You need to speak from your heart. She said, these are the people that they know, love and trust you. And they're going to know they're going to know you're sending a script. So you need to call them and say you're excited and we're going to go make this money together. Tell them it's $149, but they're going to get 3 products and let's go, So it's just like, call your bestie up and just say, let's go, let's do this. So like, I'm just being so blunt and so straightforward. And that seems to be working. Cause like,
so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. That is good. Cause it's so funny because on Monday I was like, listen, we don't have time for this. Like we don't have time, but let's call it what it is. Some people, I said, they come into the room because they literally want you to see them. They're never seen. And so they just want to be seen and acknowledged. they're not really here. They haven't made it to really believing I can make some money. They just go into work and nobody sees them. And when they come into the Zoom, you're so nice to them. And so they're like, okay, I like this. I'm going to sit with them. You know, if I make $5, awesome. But they're not really here to really go. And so let's talk about this is so innate. Do you believe that urgency can be taught or caught?
I think that if somebody like, because this is so interesting to me, I've also learned though, you can't push people farther than they want to go, and you can push people away. Because I thought, like, oh, because I'm trying these new things. I'm like, listen, okay, you say this, I'm gonna try it. Like, I'm like all about, if I need to change, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna get this bonus no matter what, right? I always said I always do whatever it takes, and I'm always willing to change. And so somebody said you need to contact them every day. So here's me, hey, how's your day going? You know, like, watch this video. That does not work for me. And this lady, I think she just got annoyed at me. And then I was like, and then I heard somebody else say on Zoom, if somebody would have messaged me every single day, like, I probably would have been like, get out of here. You know, like, I just like, so I'm just the girlfriend that's hard to get, you know, like I like, because people like what they can't have. No, I'm just kidding. I will be your bestie. But what I tell them on the FaceTime, I said, listen, this is just like basketball. I said, I'm going to pass you the ball. And when you're ready, I need you to pass me back the ball, because I never know that you need help until you ask. And so I also don't want to overwhelm you. I want to take it at your pace, but I also would love to help you make money very quickly. But so if you want to make money quickly, we need to do this quicker. And so, but you know, at the end of the day, like, this is your business and your pace. So like, I always just try to be like, you get it. I always tell them, I'm going to pass the ball, and I need you to let me know when you're done and when you're ready for the next step. So what's so cool is like, they'll message me and be like, hey, what can I post today? Hey, what? And so it's like, they're reaching out to me, and then it's easy for me to be like, okay, do this, this, and this, or go send this message, or like, so I feel like that has helped me, because I would feel like I was chasing some of my girls off, because I became too, like, I was like persistent. I was like, okay, good morning, blah, blah, blah. And then they stopped messaging me back. And I was like, I'm just trying to be your friend and help me make money. But now I'm over it. I'm like, listen, you gotta want this, because I cannot push you and waste time right now, for sure.
That's so good. Sometimes I forget that I'm the one asking questions. I'm just listening. I'm like, yes, it's so good. Pass you the ball, pass it back. And I think that's the biggest thing. And you know, what I learned is a lot of times when people are like surprised by our genuineness to truly help them to succeed. Mm-hmm. And so they're almost like leery, like, what do you want from me? Like, why are you so nice? Like, what's the silver lining? Like, what is going on? And there isn't one, which is why I love It Works, because it was a genuine place to truly help people change their life. And It Works handles the back end. Like, all you have to do is truly let me help you, and It Works will pay me. So that's so good. All right. So next question. Let's talk about vision casting and dreaming. So what is Carrie and Tay dreaming about right now?
Yeah, so we want to sell our house, and we want to move to a master plan community.
You didn't say you want to sell your yeah, I love it. That is so good. Keep going.
Yeah, we seem to move every 2 years in this business. I don't know how this all works, but like, listen, I am not a tree, and I don't have to stay put. And what's so cool about having freedom is we don't have to have a job to tell us where we want to go. We tell us where we want to go, and we want to live in an amenity center, like, because we have so much freedom that we want to go. This, my husband said this the other day, it was so funny. He's like, we want to go to the park without feeling like we're going on vacation, because we don't have a park where we live, and you have to pack up 5 kids, twin babies, and all of a sudden you get to the park and it's not even fun anymore. You know, I want to walk to the park with the stroller and then walk back. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and so this place we're looking at is sick. It's got water slides and like just everything that you can imagine under the sun, like the largest water slide I think in like Florida. Like, it's just sick. Like, and it's got a community, and that's what we want. We want to raise our kids, and you can take a golf cart to drop your kids off at school. And so I'm like, hey, we have all this freedom. Let's enjoy it at the amenities that most people are at work. You know, and so I'm going to work by the pool and enjoy these amenities that we have to pay for. So that's why we want to move is to a master plan community. And so we're just dreaming on, we actually, as soon as we sell our house, we'll put a contract on and build a new house. So, I mean, it's not going to be anything like because they don't build houses like we have right now, but I don't care. Like, we just want to live in this community and like really move into a community for our children. And we also are moving because we also want the best schools for our kids. So because of it works, we are get to relocate just to, I don't want to pay for private school with 5 children. Like, hello, like, let me keep my money. And, so we want to, we're moving so we can have better school systems for our children.
That is so good. So when you look at dreaming, how do you connect your dreaming to massive action to make your increase match your dreams?
Yeah. So, well, I obviously know that I need money to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we could go out and buy it. It wouldn't be that big a deal, but like, I'm very like, well, we can't, this is also me though. Like, I just personally love to have a nice house. So like, that just is what it is. And so I'm like, you're not going to be able to tell me no in that design center. Like, because if we build this house, I'm going to want what I want and I get what I want. So if I want nice floors, I'm going to have to work for and there's these stupid upgrades that cost thousands of dollars. Like, I'm like, I forgot what building a house costs. Like, you get like, they're like, do you want insulation in the roof? I'm like, I don't even know installation. Like, do you need it in the roof and floor? You know what I'm saying? Like just little things. Like, do you want this extra button? Like, I don't know. What if I want the button? So it's like, I know I got to make a lot more money. So I'm like, and yeah, so I was like, I got to make a lot more money if I want to customize it. So it's just like, I'm like, obviously and what's so crazy is I went from being like, I also switched my mindset too. Like, I do want to help other people earn this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that like the only way that I can make this happen is if I turn around and help other people make money. And so like I'm working it as in, I don't have to work this business, but I'm choosing to work it because we've been able to, because I also very recommend when you make money in this business, I don't care what type of money you make, you need to be saving it. Like, you need to get smart with your money, because we came into money and we blew so much. Like, we literally, I remember, like, I'm not even going to tell you the stuff that we spent money on, because that's what a lot of people do. Well, all of a sudden, if you would go out tomorrow and win the millionaire or win a lottery ticket, you probably would spend it because you don't have plans for your money, and what you don't plan for, you spend. And so we're very smart with our money, but that took us 4 years ago. I think it was 4 years ago, 2018, 2021, 3 years ago, we became really, really smart with our money, because we were just wasting it. Like, oh, we'll just buy this and buy this and buy this. And then all of a sudden, business just does this, and that just is what it is. You're gonna have high months, you're gonna have low months. And what I heard from Denise Walsh one time, she said, celebrate your highs but live off your lows. And so we just drastically reduce, just because, and I heard this from Chrissy Christensen say this the other day, and this was so good. She said, just because your income changes doesn't mean that your lifestyle needs to. And so, like, just because maybe you do replace your full-time income, I mean, you don't have to quit your job. You can still work your job, work this business, hustle, put all that money into savings, and all of a sudden, now over time, you could have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars put away. And I would recommend paying off debt. That's the number one thing. We paid off all of our debt. Like, we don't have bills to worry about. I mean, we still pay bills, because I feel like you just pay bills until you die. Isn't that true? Like, you really are never free from the government. Like, you still got to pay your property taxes. Like, I think I'm realizing that. Like, can I just be honest? Raise your hand if you get what I'm saying. If you own a house, you still have to pay the government. I mean, like, you still got to pay things. So, like, you still need residual income, but you should be saving it. Be smart with your money. Do you really need that extra coffee mug from Marshall's? Like, do you really need that extra towel from Walmart? You already have a towel. Okay. So if you like, I'm just not a person who decorates. Like, I'm like, that's a waste of money. That is $27 that could be in my bank account right now. So, but if you love to decorate, kudos to you. I just like to see my money in the bank, not sitting on the shelf, because the shelf don't make me no money. Okay. So what's cool about this business is, I feel like once you really truly start making residual income, you then can do what you love to do too. Like, this can also, network marketing is supposed to be there to help you fund your dreams. So if you want to go off and write a book, you have the funds to do that and still do this. You can do this and this. You can do both. So if you want to go give back and work for a nonprofit, cool. You can still get profit from it works, but you can give back in the way that you want. Does this make sense? Like I know people that started a church that was completely funded by It Works. Like they didn't even have to ask for money because the pastor was paid, from It Works. So like whatever you want to do, It Works can fund your dreams. Your network marketing business should be able to fund your dreams eventually. Like if you want to get into real estate, cool, do that. But still, I like personally just still keep this the main thing, because I know if I continually to work this and this is the main thing, yes, we want more streams of income because we just do. And that's okay. But this is still my main thing, because I know that this is the main thing that's keeping the money flowing that we don't have to stress about, So I know if I continue to build this, it's just going to keep building, and I get to help other people build it too. Like if you go into real estate, you really don't get to help anybody but yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a business that like you actually truly get to help other people. So like it's kind of a cool thing if you really look at it.
And so fulfilling too, right? It's so fulfilling to truly be able to help people. And I know that was a big thing for me because I worked in social services. And so in social services, you never truly get to help people. And even when you help them, you're only helping them like a little bit. It's not the full, you're not, and it can be life changing, don't get me wrong, but it's only to what extent, you know what I mean? And so, anyways, so leave us with this. How about this? Because we are old and new on here. What is your number one tip for someone who has been in the business maybe around 6 years plus, and just can't, it's like a steam putt type business. So it's like, I'll get excited and I'll do a little something, and then I putt. You know what I mean? Like then they lose the steam and then they do it again. Okay, I'm jumping back in, I'm doing this. And then they start the climb and then they putt. What advice would you give them? Like speak directly to that person who is like, I don't want to give up because I know this is for me, but I don't know why I keep having a putt.
Yeah, well, you're having the putt because that's what you're choosing to do. So do you really want this business? And so do you really want, actually, I would ask, like, do you really want financial freedom? Like, do you really want, or do you want the struggle? Because some people are comfortable in the struggle, and that just is what it is. Some people are comfortable where they are, because if you were comfortable, you have to be, like, you have to want out of where you are bad enough. Like, does this make sense? Because I remember being in my parents' basement and I didn't want to be there. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I was like, there's no way I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I had to decide, like, hey, yes, I'm comfortable. Yes, I don't have any bills because I'm at my parents' house. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, but I don't want to stay here. And so I talk to people all the time. They'd be like, oh, I live in my parents' basement too. I said, okay, but do you want to stay there? Okay. Like Jesus literally, I love my husband because he always says this. He goes, Jesus literally asked that guy, he said, do you want to heal? Yes, he had been going to the well or the lake for like 20 years. He's been going there expecting to get healed, but like going there, he's going to get his healing. He's going to get his healing and then putt. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus literally came and he asked him the question, do you want to heal? Oh, here's my husband, babe. I'm pumping too.
Oh,
yeah. My husband's live on TikTok. Okay, he said, yeah, I'm pumping. Okay, so, but Tay, come here, babe.
What?
Come here. Look, you guys, listen to my husband. What would you say to somebody that's putting around and they've been doing this business for 6 years,
Okay.
but they haven't really been making progress?
Congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
You're telling me I do this in my booth.
I don't know. You said somebody who's been
in the business for 6 years, but they do a little something and then they just chill, and then all of a sudden they jump back in and then they chill. Why aren't they getting the results that they should be getting?
I think they're not getting the results that they should be getting because they're not. What I tell myself, and that was like a coming to Jesus moment with me. I was like, if you want people to take you serious, then you need to start taking yourself serious.
Ooh.
If you want people to take your business serious, then you need to start taking your business serious. So stop treating it like a hobby where you come and you go as you please.
Ooh.
And start treating it like a business where like my wife or like Rachel, like if you go to that page, you're gonna notice one thing. They're always open for business. When people think about them, they're gonna think about the business. So when you want people, the same for you, like when they go to your social profile, what do they think about you? Like when they see you in person, what do they think about you? And I think that's what you have to get. I think that's when I say when you want to start taking your business serious, then you start treating it like a business and not a hobby. So, and I think at the end of the day, like things don't change until you decide to change. So me, I tell people all the time, like before you try to change your life, change your lifestyle. Like, because everything starts with the way that you're living on your day-to-day basis. So if you really want to change your life, then you start doing things differently within your lifestyle. And I think once you start doing that, then you would start to see different results. And I think then you start to get on a path where everything is aligning to like what you truly want, because your choices is starting to match your goals. And when your choices start to match your goals, you're actually moving towards your goals and not moving towards something that line up with the choices that you was making before. So I think when you start to treat your business as a business, start taking it serious and taking yourself serious, then I think you will start seeing the results that you really want.
That's so good.
That is good. Yes. Come in here with that, Tay. Yes. That is so good. That's good. I mean, ultimately, it's like, do you want it or not? Like, why are you here? So that is good. That is so good. And come on, Carrie, you better be your husband in the back, like, yeah. All right, anyway. So last question. Last question. Newbie. I'm new. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm hard-headed. Some of y'all. Where it's like, I don't trust them just yet. So I'm trying to see if I can really trust you guys to make some money. So I'm doing things one way, but not doing it another, not listening in certain aspects. But I do want this, and I want to trust you guys, and I want to be successful. Speak to, I almost want to say like, opening up yourself to trust that nobody's here to help you and nobody's here to harm you and everybody's here to help you, and just being willing to try all the things. But I almost feel like at this point, it's like when you're hungry enough, you really don't care. So speak to hung. It is. It really is. Yep. It is very big time. So speak to that person, because they want to be successful, but I don't really trust you enough to believe that you can help me, or that. And that sounds so bad, but it's real.
Yeah, I guess that's a really good question. I guess I never I'm from the Midwest where we just trust everybody. We be waving, silent, like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in. So like my husband's not like that. So I'm just a small town Midwest girl. So like we're very trusting people. Like I still trust people. I don't know why. I give them the benefit of the doubt. It's probably not a good thing, but I just feel like, I don't know. I would just say like, I think that you have to show them that you're trustworthy, right? And so how I would do that, especially I could talk to the enrollers, is I make it very simple. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you know host to post makes you money, then I would break down host to post immediately. Like we're not even gonna bump around, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna teach you exactly what to do. So like I break my stuff down into complete steps. They sign up, I say, okay, make this post right now. Like we don't even have time to play around. Like, and then I wait until they make the post. And then I'm like, okay, let me know, watch this. Then 3 minutes, let me know as soon as you're done. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just holding their hands through everything. And I think if you hold your, new distributor's hand, like just like this, like they're going to trust you, because you almost just need to give a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So like just a little bit, like here's a little bit, here's a breadcrumb, post this. Here's another breadcrumb. Upload this to your story. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sending like upload this to your story, upload this, do this. No, it's like, hey, go send this message to 5 people. This is screen recording of how to do it. And I do screen recording all the time. So I feel like they trust me, but also getting on FaceTime, make sure you're getting on FaceTime with your new distributors, because that's what I feel like gives the trust. Like, that's where I feel like I build my trust with my people. Is like, they don't quit on me because I tell them immediately, hey, I'm a real person. I just wanted to show you that I'm real. And then I personally just ask all the questions about them. Tell me about yourself. What do you want? Like, what do you want out of this? And I know I'm not really talking to the GT, I'm talking to the enroller, because that's how I feel like if you're trustworthy as an enroller, people will trust you, you know? And so if you're genuinely out here to help people, like, even if you're genuinely out here to make money, you got to help these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way around not helping people. So like, I'm all about the money, like show me the money, like how we will make money. And I got to help you. So I'm going to help you in every way possible that I possibly can, because I want to make money, but I also want you to make money too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like this business is great for reds, yellows, blues, and everything, because we can have fun doing it. But what I was going to say was, man, I had something really, really good. My thing for newbies is, because they're going to want it. I feel like people are going to want it or not. Like, that's just, it comes down to that for me. And my main tip for a new distributor would be, your money is in your messages. Like your money is in your inbox. I may not post every day because I don't have to, but I'm a message. Like, I'm gonna be in my inbox and you don't even know what I'm doing behind the scenes. That's like always my thing. I'm like, you don't even know I'm so busy. I don't even have time to post, like, blah, 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 blah. Seriously, like, that's how busy you want to be, that you don't have time. I have 5 children. Like, where do I need to be focused on is, where am I going to make money? And that's messaging and talking to people and having conversations. If I am not talking to conversations with new people every single day, there is something wrong. Like, so people will be like, message me and they'll be like, oh, but somebody's not interested. I'm like, wait a second. I just had to talk to 100 people to find some people interested, but I found them. I'm gonna find them. If they're out there, I'm gonna sift through them, and I'll sift through them as fast as I possibly can, because that's where money is. And that just, and you know what? If somebody's not ready to order now, that's okay. I gotta find somebody that's ready to order right now. So I'm gonna keep on in my inbox. So it's like, sometimes my inbox is so overwhelmed with messages. Like, I'm talking to people, like, because I know, like, so that's why I'm like, I don't have time to wait. That's just me though. Like, we don't have time to wait. This bonus is literally ending. So are you going to be one of them having a deposit with $3,500 in less than a month or not? And I know that I am. So are you going to be that or not? And then once you make that decision, then you got to go take the action to match up with that decision and get in your inbox. If somebody said they're not interested, I say, next. You can watch me earn this bonus, but I will not sit back with you. Okay. Like, this is literally, I was making videos on my team page. I said, listen, here's my hand. You can run with me, but this is not something I can drag you on, because you're either going to do the work at the end of the day or you're not. You're either going to get this bonus deposited or you're not. And so this is literally, I'll leave you with this, because this just got me so fired up. Okay. Emily Bassett, you're so funny. So I said, I want you to think about this business right now. We are literally on a basketball. I know I use basketball. I don't even like basketball. I don't even care about sports, but this is a very good analogy. So listen, we're on a team. Okay. And right now, the only way to make this bonus is to be in the game. Okay. How do you win in the season? Is you win the game. How do you win? You got to be on the court. Okay. So we're on the court. The people that are, so I'm saying, listen, yes, you can sit on the bench right now. You're still on the team. Don't worry. You're still here. We see you. Okay. And that's okay that you want to sit and you want to be a coach, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's cool. You can be coach, buddy on the sideline, and you're still on our team. But I need to know who wants to win in the season, who really wants this bonus, because the only way to get this bonus is to be in the game. And so I said, listen, here you are, grab my hand, you can run with us, but we cannot drag you, because you don't drag people on a winning team. You win with the winners. That's why Mark always says, I'm looking out there. This is what he always says. He goes, I'm looking for those who are hungry. And he said, I'm looking for those who have it in their eyes. And then he does this like thing and he looks around, I'm looking, because here's the thing. Not everybody is ready to win right now. And this isn't everybody's winning season. Some people are hurt. Some people are in the bench. Some people are in the locker room getting bandaged up. And I got to tell you that I say this because I think this is so good, because this is a really good analogy. If Mark would have asked me to win with him in July, I wouldn't have been able to, because I was in the hospital and I was like dying. You get what I'm saying? Was I still on Mark's team? Yes, but it just wasn't my season. Do you get it? And so this might not be your season, and that's okay, but if this is your season, then you need to get to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's my season. So you need to start claiming this is my season. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that everyone that is on the Zoom, this is your season, because I believe that if it wasn't your season, you wouldn't be hopping on the Zooms. Because here's what I notice is that people that want to win show up. People that want to win show up to practice. People that want to win, they just show up. and they want to be around the fire. They want to be around the winning people. They want to be like, and so like now that I'm in the game, even though I was in the locker room, I ain't in the locker room no more. I'm fired up. I want to win. So what I want to do is I want to find other people that are winning, and I want to figure out what they're doing. And then I want to win with them. I want to be around the people that are on fire. So, because that gets me on fire and it gets me excited. So, and then, you got to have the locker room talks with your teams. So make sure you're meeting like once a week. I don't meet more than once a week because I don't need a Zoom to fire me up because I listen to a YouTube video or, what I'm saying? Like what my dreams fire me up. I don't know. I wake up fired up. I wake up, I'm ready to go because I have something that I'm excited about. I want to build this house and I want to customize it. You know what I'm saying? So what is going to wake you up and get you fired up? Because if you don't have something waking you up and get you fired up, then you need to start dreaming. Like, and I also think though, you should start dreaming something more like realistic, like something that you could reach. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just push, because we can afford this dream home, but I just want to push. Like I want to pay for it in cash. You know what I'm saying? Like what if you like maybe it's your credit card? It's like, okay, I owe $2,000 and that may be a little bit out of reach. What if you pay that off by the end of the year? What if I just push and get that thing paid off? You know what I'm saying? So like figure out what's going to fire you up and then go do like that wakes me up. I'm fired up about this. Like I'm ready to go right now. Right. So I got ready to go to bed because I am very tired, but like I do sleep. I give myself time to sleep because I need to rest. And then I have less time, but I get more done in less time because I have to, so you can be busy and work it.
That is good. That is so good. And yes. And you're right, because that was good. I've never heard that before, but I'm going to remember that and use it. Some people are in the locker room getting bandaged up, but that does not mean they're not on the team. That is good. And so who are you? Are you a player on the court? Are you on the bench? Or are you on the injury list? That's so good. So good. Okay, so pray us out. Thank you so much, Carrie. We appreciate you. Thank you. Go ahead and pray us out, and we appreciate it.
Oh, you want me to pray?
Yeah, girl, come
on. Oh man, I still don't like praying, Jesus. I mean, I like to pray, but like I still don't like praying. Okay, so God, you're so good. Thank you for an awesome night and with Rachel and her team, and just thank you for letting me speak into them and just help them to receive this word and the seed and to just ignite the dreams that you place in their hearts and just also give them what they should do for their next step and just guide their feet and light their path and just help them to take the necessary action in order to meet the people that you need them to meet and to speak the messages that you need them to speak and just be the light that they need to be and give you all the glory. Amen.
Amen. That was great. Appreciate you, Carrie. Thank you so much for taking the time with us tonight. Good night. Bye, y'all.